he just said to me, don't get involved with Savage this afternoon because he'll try winding you up. Yeah, gobshite, you know what I mean? So he said, don't get involved. I went, Gaffer, I won't. I runs out for a warm-up. Paul Joe's gone. Don't get involved with Savage. And Savage is like, no then, fatty. I want to kill him before we even kick off. And he just got in my head all day and the battered us 3-0 and he was going, you fat pub player and all that. And I was like, I want to kill this man. Jagger brought me off about 15 minutes, 20 minutes before the end. Yeah. We got battered, 3-0, they battered us. As I'm on the bench, Savage is like, waving to me. Oh, head's gone, you know what I mean? Yeah. Comes in after the game, Gaffer's gone mad. You've let Bradford fans down, blah, blah, blah. I'm in the tunnel and Joey Taggart is texting on his phone and I said, Tags, you got a players bar? So he says, yeah, just on the right-hand side there. He says, why are you going for a pint? I says, no, I said, we can't have a drink. He said, Gaffer's just gone, I just had the biggest bollock in my life. I said, would Robbie Savage be in there? He says, yeah. I said, I'm going to kill him. So Tags went, I'll come with you, I want to see this. Picture it, the players' lounge, he's at the end of the bar, you could see him with his blonde hair. He's at the end of the bar. So all of a sudden he waves to me. Yeah. So I'm thinking, you're f***ing waving in a minute. So all of a sudden I thought, if I just go close to him, hit him in the ribs and then walk out, I had my flip-flops, my toilet bag and the tracksuit on. So as I gets close to him, I went, do you want a pint, mate? I went, you what? He went, have you met my mum and dad? Oh. And I'm thinking, I can't hit him in front of his mum and dad now. No way. So I went, hello, Mr. and Mrs. Savage. And he went, do you want a pint? I went, no. I've got to get off. All the best, well played and that. So as I'm walking out, Tags went, you shit house. I said, I can't hit him in front of his mum and dad. So as I'm getting on the coach, Tags went, can I just tell you something? I went, what? He went, that wasn't his mum and dad. Done me. Just some random couple at the bar.
We're all on the pitch going, fucking, get in there. There's no way in a million years this man can bollock us for playing shit after he's just done that. We're high-fiving at corners, slapping each other's arses. The game finishes 1-1, which for us is a really poor result. And generally a poor result away from home, Robson would sort of say, right lads, lap of honour. We'll give the manager 5 minutes to get a cup of tea and take a breath. Not this time. Robson's like that. Lads, dressing room now, this is going to be fucking hilarious. And Robson gets in there and said, right lads, you know the drill. Your towels over your clothes, keep them dry, take your boots off, take your pads off, whatever you do not make eye contact with the manager. He's going to go absolute fucking bananas, just keep your head down, listen and fucking enjoy. Manager comes in, he's absolutely fuming. The door's smashed off the back of its hinges, the jacket's off, shirt sleeves are up, he's got the steam coming out of his ears, froth in the corner of his mouth, fucking scarlet face on. In Cantona, watch this. And then he starts, the manager. Fucking Pallister! You can't fucking edit, you can't fucking tackle, Incy! You've not laid a glove on anybody, where the fuck have you been? Sharpe! My fucking grandmother's quicker than you, what the fuck you doing straight out there? Starkey, you can't trap a bag of cement. You've not fucking passed a red shirt or the fucking lot of you. The issue of this club, travelling fans, performance like that, it's a fucking disgrace. 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, you're already running your fucking balls off. I'm not putting up with it, fucking shocking. And Eric, you can't go around doing things like that, sir.
We was on pre-season tour and Martin Keown, you could wind him up a little bit. Yeah. I love Martin to death. He's the hardest player I played with. You know, any problems you had on the pitch, Martin sorted them out. Don't worry about that. So we used to wind him up big time. And we had this trialist come in at centre-half. And he's probably thinking, well, we don't need enough centre-half. I'm not going to play. So me and Dennis Bergkamp had a wind-up. We was all on the bench. And I had the first half to try and wind him up, 50 quid on him, we had. And he had the second half. So every pass he done, he got stepped on. It could be 5 yards. I was clapping him. What a player, this guy. Fantastic. So anyway, half-time whistle goes. He hasn't bit yet, Martin, on the bench. Second half, Dennis Bergkamp. He hit this ball. I think he miskicked it. He got stepping off. Went to one of our players, 20 yards away. Dennis Bergkamp stood up and went, what a player. Started clapping. I played against some great centre-halves. I want to play against this guy. And then all of a sudden, Martin said, he ain't that good. He should have been pushing up, he's dropping off too deep, and you know, he bit big time. So Dennis Bergkamp won the money. When he got 2 weeks later, I get back to training ground, he was sitting there, he got stepping off. I'm like, he go, and he ain't, you know.
Well, so you never knew that he was coming?
No, because probably Wenger's been listening to Bergkamp going, what's up, and he's bought 100 grand, we're buying. And as I come in, he took like Borat. I like it, it's very nice. I said, all right, he go, and he went, yes, he's not. I said, what are you doing here? He went, let's sign me 4-year contract. I was like, what? He couldn't believe his luck. He stayed for 4 years. He was devastated when he had to leave.
I thought, right, I was playing for Liverpool, I was playing for England. I thought, you know, I can make the step up now. I'm worthy. I bought an Aston Martin, and I think I was only on like 3 or 4 days driving it. And I was a little bit embarrassed anyway. I didn't feel comfortable in it at all. So I was a little bit uncomfortable. And it was just when I was driving through Cheshire, I pulled up at some lights, and it's obviously where Roy Keane lives. I pulled up alongside him, and he looked at me like I was something that was on the bottom of his shoe, and I was so embarrassed. And I think I had the shades on. I was listening to a bit of garage music blaring, thinking I was the man, and he firmly let me know that I wasn't the man. And as he sped off, I looked at myself in the mirror, and I sold the car that week, and I took about a 20 grand hit on it.
Up in his office, he says, Gazza, what's this kid? And I says, how old is he? He went 14. I said, what's his name? He said, Wayne Rooney. I said, he's under 19. He said, he's only 14. He went, yeah, put him on in a minute. Well, I think it was 20 minutes ago, and I put him on. Fucking hell, he scored 2 goals. It was incredible. So afterwards, I went in the dressing room, and all the players were sitting there. I went, right, guys, well done. I said, I enjoyed watching that. I says, anyway, I've got 40 quid. Is anyone going out tonight for a pint? I'll give you it. And Wayne Rooney put his hand up. He's only 14. Yeah. I says, he's got potential, him. If he follows me, drinking views. He's got potential. What a player. Yeah, he still owes it. Yeah, and he's an unbelievable player, you know. He didn't look out of place. He trained with the first team at 14, 15, did not look out of place.
So 9:30 on Boxing Day morning, secretary rings me and he says, look, I think the pitch is okay, but the chairman's rolled in and he says he's not happy and he won't open the gates until you say we're definitely playing. So I says, okay, I'll come over early. So I whiz over M62, drop down to Spotland's ground, park the car, walk down the tunnel, secretary joins me, get to the side of the pitch, look to the left-hand penalty area, huge pools of water and some ducks having a bit of a swim. Not promising. Look to the right-hand penalty area, large sheets of ice, more ducks having a skate. Secretary says, what do you think? I says, I think we'll come back in April on a nice spring evening because you can't play on this. We said, look, I'm ever so sorry that we had to put the balloon down 24 hours before we wanted to. Weather's beaten us. He said, I totally agree, Kev, we can't play on this. I'll let the press know we're off and we'll see you when we get it rearranged. I said, fine. So I turned to go back up the tunnel. Blocking my path is a little fella about 5'10", brown smock, flat cap. I said, excuse me. He says, are that referee? I said, yes, who are you? He said, I'm the pie man. I said, you what? He says, I am the Rochdale pie man. He said, did you notice a white transit van in the car park when you came in? I said, yeah, I did. Why? He says, do you know what's in it? I said, I haven't got a clue. He says, in my van in the car park, I've got 5,500 meat and potato pies. Rumour has it you've just called this fucking game off. I said, you can't play football on here. He says, do you realise I've got a wife and 4 kids to support? I says, well, they're not go hungry for a few days. They're all on fucking fire, do they? And I skirted past him, up the tunnel car park and away. So we come back in April to play this game. Lovely spring evening, get back in the dressing room, just getting ready, knock on the door. It's him, stood there, brown cap, flat, all the job lot. He says, does they remember me, ref? Oh, I said, how could I ever, come on in. He says, no hard feelings about Boxing Day. I said, no, I had a job to do, one of those things. He said, right. From my point of view, no hard feelings at all, and I bought her something to warm you up before you drive home. And he produced 4 steaming hot meat and potato pies, put them on the table. He said, oh, kid, have them with my best wishes. I said, thanks very much indeed. Off he goes, he turned around, he said, they've kept quite well since fucking Boxing Day.